lighting up the pitch-dark room with a red banner across the screen. Emergency alert. Do not approach vehicles, stay indoors, avoid cars. At all costs, lock all doors. At first, I thought it was some sort of Amber Alert glitch, maybe a formatting error. Avoid cars? Then the siren started. You know the ones, those low, howling air raid type sirens that sound like the end of the world. My apartment trembled with their force. I turned on the news. Every channel was static except one. A pale, sweating man sat in a news studio with flickering lights above him. His voice cracked as he spoke. If you're hearing this, do not go outside. Do not attempt to drive or approach any vehicles. They are not machines anymore. They are moving on their own. I froze. Another alert popped up. They may attempt to lure you. Do not listen. Do not look into the headlights. I laughed. A weak, disbelieving sort of laugh. It had to be a prank or a viral campaign. I went to my window and pulled the curtain aside. My neighbor's car was parked across the street. A silver sedan, normal looking, but something was off. The engine was off, yet I could hear a low, idling hum. The headlights blinked on twice, like it was winking at me. Then it slowly began to roll forward. No one was inside. I stepped back and slammed the curtains shut. That was 6 hours ago. Since then, I've seen cars dragging themselves down the street, like metallic beasts, scraping. Along curbs, their engines groaning, windshields shattered like fractured eyes. One even spoke. It pulled up to the corner of my building, and through my open window, I heard a voice, my mother's voice. Sweetheart, it's okay. I'm just here to pick you up. She's been dead for 7 years. They mimic voices. They know who we care about. And they don't stop. I watched someone across the street try to run to their SUV. The car's back door flung, open like a jaw. They didn't even make it halfway before the tires spun and crushed their legs. It dragged them inside. There was no scream, just the sound of the engine revving. Satisfied, I've barricaded my door. I've turned off every light, but now I hear something scraping the parking lot out back. A rhythmic, steady ka-thunk. Ka-thunk, like a bumper being dragged across concrete. And then, a soft voice. It's me, my own voice whispering, "Hey, I know you're scared, but you're going to want to see this. It's okay now. Just open the door." It sounds exactly like me. It's outside, and it knows my name. I didn't open the door. Whatever was outside, whispering in my voice, eventually went quiet. No knock, no footsteps, just silence. I sat there on the floor until morning, knife in one hand, flashlight in the other. Sleep tried to take me, but every time my eyes drifted, I'd hear phantom tires screeching or metal groaning in the dark. When the sun rose, the world didn't feel safer. The sky was gray. The air tasted like burning plastic. Something had happened overnight. Another alert came through, this one glitchy and slow. Update: vehicles are now entering residential areas. Avoid street facing. Windows. Some models mimic human speech. I backed away from my window. That's when I heard the music. Faint at first. A tinny, high-pitched jingle echoing down the street. Pop Goes the Weasel played just a little too slow, like a warped cassette tape. I peered through the blinds. An ice cream truck. Paint peeling, bumper cracked, windows blacked out. No driver. It stopped right outside my building. The music cut. Then it spoke. A child's voice, too perfect to be real. Free ice cream. Just come outside. I covered my mouth and sank to the floor. A minute later, I heard a door open somewhere in the building. Mrs. Dunley from 3B. "No, thank you," she said gently. She was always polite. What followed didn't sound like an engine. It sounded like a growl. Metallic and wet. There was a loud crash, a scream, then dragging. I didn't look. I couldn't. But something warm seeped under my door. I don't want to describe it. Another alert buzzed in. New threat: certain vehicles can breach. Structures, avoid first. Floors, do not respond to familiar voices. I grabbed my backpack and bolted. Up the stairs, past the blood, to the roof. That was an hour ago. The city is burning. I can see it from here. Columns of smoke, blinking hazard lights. Things moving between buildings that shouldn't fit between buildings. I thought I was safe up here, but there's a red hatchback parked by the rooftop shed. It wasn't here yesterday. Its windows are tinted black. Its engine isn't running, but I can hear it, breathing. And just now, the radio crackled from inside it. It said my name. I made it off the roof. Barely. The hatchback didn't chase me with tires. It sprouted legs. Chrome limbs that cracked and extended. from underneath like an insect unfolding from its shell. I didn't wait to see the rest. I sprinted for the fire escape and climbed. Down 3 stories. Like gravity didn't matter. Now I'm hiding in a laundry room in the basement. Yeah, I know, the basement. The place the alerts told us not to go. But it was that or risk the stairwell. And I saw something crawling down from the roof. Not driving, crawling. It sounded like wet metal and whispering static. I shoved a dryer in front of the door. It won't hold forever, but it's something. There's no signal down here, no alerts. Just the constant low hum of machines that haven't had power for hours. And the sound of something pacing back and forth in the hallway above. Slow, deliberate steps, like it knows exactly where I am. I found a wall vent and shimmied inside. It's tight and smells like mildew and rust, but it's away from the door. I have a clear view of the room now. The light flickers, then cuts. In total darkness, I hear a sound. A voice. It's my dad, but he died last year. "Hey, kiddo," the voice says gently just outside the vent. "I need you to come out, okay? It's not safe in there." My chest tightens. I want to answer, but I don't, because I remember his last voicemail, and the voice outside got the words wrong, just slightly. It doesn't know him. It just learned to sound like him. I cover my mouth and stay quiet. Eventually the voice stops. Then I hear the engine, a deep, throaty rumble. But it's not outside. It's not in the garage. It's inside the laundry room. Low mechanical breathing, then sniffing. Something inhales near the vent. Once, twice. Then it moves away. Slow, scraping sounds as it leaves. I stay frozen. For hours, maybe. Finally, I climb out and check the door. The dryer's been pushed aside like it weighed nothing. There's a new alert scratched into the paint, like it was burned in. "We learned your names. Next, we learn your faces. No sender, no timestamp. Just that message." And a reflection of myself in the washer door, except I'm not moving. The replaced version of me walks smoother than I ever could. Too perfect. No hesitation. It blinks too slow. Smiles too long. It wears my face like a mask molded in confidence. And my sister believes it's me. Or she pretends to. From my hiding place in the attic crawl space, I listen to it laugh with her. That laugh used to be mine, but now it sounds wrong. Like something mimicking sound instead of understanding it. Like a recording stitched together from memories it shouldn't have access to. Except it does. It knows things only I should. My nickname from childhood. The place I hide candy wrappers. My worst fear. They replaced me. But they kept something. That night, while it sleeps in my bed, I sneak out of the attic and move silently to the basement. That's where I left the emergency radio. Wrapped in foil, tucked behind the old furnace. It's still there. I crank it. A burst of static. Then, "Are you still human?" The voice is garbled, but real. Not part of the network. Not them. If you're hearing this, you resisted the first wave. You're not alone. There's a pocket of survivors broadcasting out of sight. 9 Northwest, abandoned research station. Follow the dark signal. Don't trust daylight. Don't trust mirrors. Then silence. I clutch the radio, heart pounding. Site 9. There's someone else. But then the stairs creak. Slow, deliberate. Not like footsteps. More like crawling. The replaced version of me descends the stairs. Except it's not alone. Another figure follows behind it. And another. All me. Dozens of me. Some in clothes I haven't worn in years. Some with scars I forgot I had. One looks like me at 6 years old. All smiling. All wrong. The original mimic speaks with my voice. "You weren't supposed to wake up. We gave you peace, sleep. You clawed your way out. Then, now we want to understand why." I back into the shadows, pressing the emergency beacon on the radio. It emits a faint red pulse, and something deep beneath the ground pulses back. I'm not just a survivor. I'm a beacon, and they're not chasing me because I'm dangerous. They're chasing me because I'm a signal they can't shut off. I woke up in my bed, sweating, heart pounding, mouth dry like I'd swallowed dust. The kind of wake up where you're sure something chased you out of sleep. I sat up too fast and nearly fell off the mattress. My phone was buzzing. No alerts, no emergency broadcast, no glitching reflections, no clone me in the driver's seat, just silence. And sunlight pouring through the blinds like none of it ever happened. I laughed. Actually laughed. Jesus, I muttered. Just a dream. A long, screwed-up dream. The feeling didn't go away, though. That weird static hum in the back of my skull. that metallic scent like burnt electronics. I shook it off and went to the window to prove it to myself. Normal street, birds chirping, trash bins lined up for pickup. But then I saw it. The car across the street, Mrs. Levin's old rust bucket, its headlights flicked on. No one was inside. Then it reversed slowly, as if letting someone cross behind it. No one was there. I blinked. The radio in my room buzzed, even though I hadn't turned it on in months. You are awake now. Stay inside. Do not interact with parked vehicles. I turned back to the street. Every car was on, engines idling, headlights aimed straight at my house. My phone buzzed again. No caller ID. I picked it up. My own voice answered. It wasn't a dream. It just hasn't happened yet. Then came the sound of tires screeching. Something slammed into the front of the house. The garage door began to open on its own. Metallic groaning. The SUV inside flashing its high beams in a rhythm, like Morse code, and somehow I understood it. Get in! The garage light flickered overhead like it was struggling to decide if it existed. My SUV sat there, still flashing its high beams in that rhythmic blip blip, pause, blip. I couldn't stop staring. It felt less like light and more like language, like it was trying to talk to me or warn me. I stepped into the garage, barefoot on cold concrete, and the car's engine purred to life without me touching anything. Radio on, but not music. A voice, low, mechanical, like it was coming through. Too many wires that had seen too much heat. Get in before they reroute. I backed up. Who is this? Silence. Then, you think they're cars. They're not. They're passengers. Something moved outside. Not a person, not an animal, more like a blur, like a thought trying to take shape. I turned back to the SUV. The door unlocked itself with a loud clunk. Route 0 is still open, but not for long. On instinct, I opened the door. Inside, the dashboard pulsed with light. No speedometer, no map, just a single word flashing over and over again on the screen. Recalculating. The garage door slammed shut behind me without warning. The house lights died. My phone screen turned black, and every car engine on the block revved at once, like a mechanical scream building into a crescendo. Whatever was happening, the roads weren't safe anymore, and the only way to survive might be to drive straight into it. After we got off the road, the SUV took a hard left and kept going, accelerating toward the freeway, headlights blinking out the same pattern over and over. 000? It wasn't a code. It was a destination. A new exit ramp appeared where it shouldn't have. No signs, no paint, just a gap in the guardrail and tire marks leading into blackness. The car didn't hesitate. We veered off the map. Literally. The GPS screen glitched, then faded. No signal, no roads, just a pulsing red dot labeled Route 0. The world outside the windshield twisted like melted plastic. Trees didn't grow right here. The sky was stuck on sunset. No stars, no sun, no other cars, except a pair of taillights flickered in the distance. Then a third, then a dozen, all ahead of us, moving in perfect sync. I leaned forward, my breath caught. Each car ahead had someone in the driver's seat. Each one was me. Different versions, aged, younger, injured, dead-eyed, some missing parts of their face like they were half erased. The radio crackled. Route 0 is not for escape. It's for collection. I slammed my hand on the dash. Stop, turn around. The SUV didn't listen. The wheel twisted itself, keeping us on that path. And I realized this wasn't a rescue. This was a recall. I reached for the steering wheel again. It pulled against me like it was alive, or possessed. I yanked harder, the SUV swerving slightly. The tires screeched and the high beams blinked frantically like a warning. Do not exit. I didn't care. Up ahead I saw it, an off-ramp that looked half-finished, concrete torn and crumbling like it had been erased mid-construction. No signs, just a flickering light post and a crooked arrow pointing left. The wheel groaned. The seatbelt tightened around me like a second spine, but I fought it, teeth gritted, blood pounding. The SUV finally gave in, screeching tires, burning rubber, and we veered onto the broken exit. That's when everything went silent. No engine noise, no wind, no radio, just stillness, until I looked in the rearview mirror. There was no road behind me, just endless black, like we'd been dropped outside of space entirely. And the off-ramp, it didn't end. It twisted, curled upward like a spiral ramp leading into the clouds, only there were no clouds. Just a dark red sky, pulsing like a wound. The ramp narrowed as we climbed. Trees below looked like veins. The dashboard blinked on again. One word, all caps, exit denied. I slammed on the brakes. Nothing happened. The car kept climbing, on its own. Then the windshield changed. It wasn't glass anymore. It was a screen, showing my house, but not now. It was night. There were police outside, my family standing on the lawn, crying, a stretcher being wheeled out. Me, covered in a sheet, dead. The radio crackled back to life. Not mechanical this time. My voice. You didn't exit, man. You crashed. This is where the road took you after. And suddenly I wasn't driving anymore. I was falling. Straight through the dashboard, through the seat, through the car, into that red sky, into that spiral road that led nowhere and everywhere. And somewhere down there, the other cars were waiting, still running, still watching, still collecting.